Could a simple penny in your pocket be worth millions of dollars? That's what many are asking about the 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. But is this copper coin truly a hidden treasure, or just another piece of loose change? Today, we'll dive into the fascinating world of coin collecting to find out if this particular penny could make you a millionaire. Plus, we'll discuss why the 1971 penny is getting so much attention, and what factors make a coin valuable. So what's the deal with the 1971 Lincoln penny? At first glance, it might look like an ordinary coin you'd find in your change jar. But collectors are buzzing about the possibility of rare varieties of this penny being worth a fortune. The big question is, why? First, let's talk about the no mint mark thing. Typically, if a coin doesn't have a mint mark, it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. But a lack of a mint mark itself doesn't usually make a coin valuable, unless there's a rare error or significant anomaly. Now, let's discuss mint errors, because this is where things get interesting. Coins that have errors, like double strikes, off-center designs, or unusual compositions, can fetch big money in auctions. In fact, some rare pennies with errors have been known to sell for hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. Could the 1971 penny be one of those? There's been a lot of excitement and confusion about the 1971 Lincoln penny recently. Some listings on eBay and other auction sites have shown astronomical prices, with sellers claiming their 1971 penny could be worth up to $1 million. But here's the truth, the vast majority of these pennies are worth face value, or maybe a few cents more to collectors. The 1971 penny isn't made of silver, gold, or anything particularly valuable. It's composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, the standard composition for pennies made between 1909 and 1982. So, what makes a penny, or any coin, worth millions? Here are 3 key factors that matter: rarity, condition, and demand. Rarity is number 1. If a coin was minted in extremely low quantities or has a unique error, its scarcity drives up the value. Condition is just as important. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition are highly sought after. Lastly, demand. If collectors are eager to own a particular type of coin, prices can skyrocket in auctions. The 1971 penny doesn't have any widely known, dramatic errors or rare varieties that have sold for millions, at least, not yet. So, if you've got one in good condition, it might be worth a couple of bucks, but probably not millions. With all the hype, it's easy to get excited about the possibility of finding a fortune in your spare change. But let's be real, if you're looking for $1 million penny, you're more likely to find that with rare varieties like the 1943 copper penny, or other known error coins from history. The 1943 copper penny, for example, was an error coin made when copper was being conserved for the war effort. One of these recently sold for over $1 million at auction. That's the kind of rare error collectors are willing to pay big bucks for. If you want to see if your 1971 penny, or any other coin, is worth something, here's what to do: look closely for minting mistakes like double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet errors. A coin in mint or near mint condition will always be more valuable. If you think you've got something special, consider having your coin appraised by an expert. So, is the 1971 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth $1 million? Most likely not. But don't be discouraged. Even though this coin might not make you rich, there are still plenty of other pennies and coins out there that could. Could this tiny penny in your pocket be worth millions? Well, it just might be. If you've ever come across a 1975 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark, you're in for a shock. 1975 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, and why it's sparking so much excitement among coin collectors and numismatists alike. Stay tuned because you don't want to miss this. Before we get into why this specific penny is so valuable, let's take a quick look at the history of the 1975 Lincoln penny. These coins were struck by the U.S. Mint as part of the Lincoln Memorial Penny Series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. In 1975, millions of pennies were produced at 2 major mint facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. Normally, the pennies from the Denver Mint would feature a small, D mint mark just under the date, while those from the Philadelphia Mint would have no mint mark at all. That's where this penny gets its name, the no mint mark penny. But wait, what makes this 1975 no mint mark penny so special? Well, it's not just any ordinary coin you'd find in circulation. What makes this penny rare, and potentially worth millions, is a combination of factors that includes a rare minting error or an extraordinary high-grade condition. The most valuable of these pennies are in extremely high grades, which means they're almost flawless, no scratches, wear, or marks. Some examples have been discovered in what collectors call MS-67 or higher, a near-perfect condition that can send their value skyrocketing. So, just how much is a 1975 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth? Well, some examples have sold for thousands at auction. But under the right conditions, and with the right grading, a few ultra-rare examples could fetch prices in the hundreds of thousands, and even as high as $1 million. Now, here's the important part: how do you know if you've struck gold? To determine if your 1975 penny is valuable, first check for the mint mark. If there's no D, that means it's from the Philadelphia Mint, which is a good start. Next, you'll want to get it graded by a professional coin grading service, like PCGS or NGC, who will assess the condition and rarity of the coin. And if your penny is in pristine condition, well, you could be looking at a life-changing payday. Who knew that something as small as a penny could hold such massive value? If you have a 1975 Lincoln penny lying around, check it carefully, you just might be sitting on a treasure worth millions. Imagine holding a simple penny, something we've all seen, spent, and often ignored, only to find out it could be worth millions. Well, today, we're diving deep into the mysterious and rare 1977 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Is it truly worth a fortune? Let's find out. First things first, let's talk about the 1977 Abraham Lincoln penny. It was part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. Most pennies from 1977 were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, with a distinct mint mark indicating where they were made. But, what happens when there's no mint mark at all? That's where things get interesting. A penny without a mint mark typically indicates it was minted in Philadelphia. However, certain no mint mark coins can be incredibly valuable, especially if there's a unique error or special circumstance that makes them stand out. So why do no mint mark coins like the 1977 Lincoln penny sometimes fetch eye-popping prices? Well, the value of a coin is determined by a few key factors: rarity, condition, and errors. Voiceover. As we see historical footage of the Philadelphia Mint, Philadelphia didn't always place mint marks on their coins. However, rare errors or special editions of coins without mint marks, combined with high demand from collectors, can send prices skyrocketing. Now, on to the million-dollar question: could a 1977 no mint mark penny actually be worth millions? The answer is, possibly, but not quite the way you might think. While regular 1977 pennies are generally common and not considered particularly valuable, certain extremely rare error coins, especially in pristine condition, can sell for thousands, or even millions, at auctions. Collectors are on the hunt for those rare variants, perhaps a misstrike, double die error, or even a coin with an unusual composition. These factors can dramatically boost its value. Error coins are where things get fun. If your 1977 penny has any of these rare errors, it could be worth a small fortune. Some of the most valuable errors include: the design is doubled, leading to a distinctive, noticeable doubling on the date or Lincoln's profile. Part of the design is missing because the coin wasn't properly aligned during minting. If the penny was accidentally struck on the wrong type of metal, it can become a collectible dream. Condition is another critical factor. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being flawless. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Even small scratches or signs of wear can drastically decrease a penny's worth. A regular 1977 penny may only be worth a few cents. But if it's uncirculated, with no mint mark, and in pristine condition, collectors might be willing to pay hundreds, or even thousands. In recent years, we've seen some incredible penny sales. For example, in 2019, a rare penny sold for over $1 million. Although it wasn't from 1977, it shows how much collectors are willing to spend on the right penny. Imagine finding a penny in your loose change that could make you a millionaire. Okay, so you might be wondering, how do I know if my 1977 penny is one of these rare, valuable ones? Here are a few steps you can follow. 1. Inspect the date asterisk. Is it clearly struck? Look for any signs of doubling or unusual features. Point 2. Check for errors asterisk. Are there any signs of misstriking, off-center designs, or missing details? 3. Get it graded asterisk. If you think you've got a rare penny, consider getting it graded by a professional coin grading service. Point 4. Consult an expert asterisk. Always good to get a second opinion from a coin dealer or appraiser. So, is your 1977 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny worth $1 million? It might be a long shot, but it's not impossible. Rare coins with unique features or errors have fetched astonishing prices at auction, and who knows? You might just be sitting on a small fortune. A simple, everyday coin you might have in your pocket could actually be worth more than $1 million. We're talking about the 1980 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and why collectors are paying astronomical prices for it. We're diving deep into a fascinating and mysterious penny from 1980 that has no mint mark, an ordinary Lincoln penny that might be worth a fortune. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and why these coins are so rare. You might want to check your change jar. First, let's talk about mint marks. Most pennies in the US have a small letter, a mint mark, that tells you where the coin was minted. For example, D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But what happens when there's no mint mark at all? You might think it's just an error, but for certain years, it's what makes the coin incredibly valuable. In 1980, the US Mint was busy producing millions of pennies. Most of these coins were minted in Philadelphia, which didn't add mint marks to its coins at the time. However, while a no mint mark Philadelphia penny is common, it's the condition and rarity of these pennies that can push their value into the millions. The most important factor when valuing any coin is its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect mint state coin. A 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny graded at a high MS level could be worth tens of thousands, or even $1 million, if it's exceptionally rare. Some collectors have even found 1980 Lincoln pennies that sold for over $1 million at auction. These coins are so rare because only a few survive in near-perfect condition after 40 years in circulation. That's what makes this penny so valuable, the combination of its historical significance, minting rarity, and pristine condition. The 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny is one of those sleeper coins that can surprise even seasoned collectors. It's a reminder that some of the most valuable treasures can be hiding in plain sight. Always be on the lookout for uncirculated pennies with no signs of wear. These are the ones that can fetch top dollar. So, what should you look for in your 1980 Lincoln pennies? Here are a few quick tips. 1. No mint mark, check for that first. 2. Condition, is the penny in mint or near mint state? Look for a bright copper luster and no signs of wear. 3. Grading, consider getting it professionally graded if you think it might be valuable. It could pay off big time. Who would have thought a single penny could hold so much potential? Remember, your next $1 million treasure might just be in your pocket right now. So, check your change, examine those coins, and you never know, the 1980 no mint mark Lincoln penny could be your golden, or copper, ticket to wealth. Did you know that a simple penny could be worth millions of dollars? That's right. Today, we're talking about a specific coin that has been making waves in the numismatic world, the 1984 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. You might want to check your pocket change after watching this. The Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history, featuring the beloved 16th President, Abraham Lincoln. But not every Lincoln penny is just a penny. Some are incredibly rare, and among them is the elusive 1984 D penny. This specific coin was minted in Denver, which is indicated by the D mint mark just below the date on the obverse side. But what makes this coin so special? Why are collectors willing to pay astronomical amounts of money for something worth only 1 cent? Like any valuable coin, its worth comes from a combination of rarity, condition, and, sometimes, errors. In the case of the 1984 D penny, a few key factors can make it worth much more than face value. First off, coin condition is crucial. Coins in mint state condition, meaning they've never been circulated or barely show signs of wear, are worth much more. For the 1984 D penny, some examples have sold for up to $18,000 at auctions. But that's not all. There's something even more exciting about certain 1984 D pennies, error coins. These rare misprints or minting errors can turn an ordinary penny into a goldmine. One of the most famous errors collectors look for in 1984 pennies is the doubled ear Lincoln penny, where Lincoln's ear on the obverse appears doubled. Error coins like these are highly sought after and can fetch thousands, even millions, of dollars depending on their rarity and condition. So, how can you tell if you've struck gold with your 1984 D penny? Here are a few things to look for. While not every 1984 D penny will make you a millionaire, finding one in top condition with a mint error could set you on the path to a major payday. With the ever-increasing popularity of coin collecting and the limited number of error pennies from 1984, the value of these coins is only expected to rise in the future. That means today's penny could be worth even more tomorrow. So, before you dismiss that spare change in your pocket or jar, take a closer look. That humble 1984 D Lincoln penny might just be your ticket to a fortune. Keep an eye out for error coins and remember, collectors are always on the hunt for rare finds like this. 1987 D Lincoln penny make you a millionaire? It sounds like a wild claim, but let's dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins, errors, and the incredible value of certain pennies. At first glance, the 1987 D Lincoln penny looks like any other coin. But in rare cases, even something as ordinary as a penny can be worth an extraordinary amount. So, what makes this coin special? The D on this penny stands for the Denver Mint, where it was produced. Now, the 1987 penny isn't usually considered a rare or special year for Lincoln pennies, and millions of these were made. But here's where things get interesting. Errors, coin errors can drastically increase the value of an otherwise common penny. Misprints, double dies, minting errors, these things turn a regular coin into a collector's dream. The 1987 D Lincoln penny is no exception. While the average penny is only worth, well, 1 cent, certain error pennies from this year can fetch thousands or even millions of dollars. One of the main reasons a 1987 D penny could be worth so much is a minting error that makes it unique. Collectors and numismatists, coin experts, pay top dollar for coins that stand out from the rest. So, if you have a 1987 D penny lying around, what should you look for? Some of the key errors that collectors search for include: this occurs when the die imprints the design twice on the coin, creating a doubling effect, especially on the date or Lincoln's portrait. The coin is struck off-center, leading to missing portions of the design. This happens when a coin is struck without a collar, making it wider and flatter than usual. These are lines that appear due to cracks in the die during minting. They can run across Lincoln's head, along the edges, or across the lettering. Finding one of these errors on your 1987 D penny could significantly increase its value. Coins like these have sold at auctions for hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is the auction world. In recent years, error pennies have sold for mind-blowing amounts. A rare coin with the right error and in excellent condition can fetch over $1 million. Imagine that. A penny you got in your change could be worth more than a new car, a house, or even a mansion. Some of the highest priced coins sold at auction are due to rare errors combined with excellent coin grading. So, how do you know if your 1987 D penny is worth more than face value? The first step is to inspect it closely. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to spot any errors. Look for doubling on the date, unusual shapes or misalignments in the strike, and even tiny cracks. Once you've identified a potential error, you'll want to get your penny professionally graded. Services like PCGS or NGC can certify your coin's condition and rarity, which can increase its value even further. A mint condition error penny is far more valuable than a worn one. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the thrill of finding a rare coin is undeniable. The 1987 D Lincoln penny might just be your ticket to a small fortune, or even $1 million, if you're lucky enough to stumble upon the right one. So, check your change, scour your old piggy banks, and who knows? You might be sitting on a hidden treasure. If you're holding a 1988 D Lincoln penny, you might want to stick around, because we're about to dive into why this unassuming coin could be one of the rarest and most valuable treasures in your collection. This little coin right here has a story that could turn it into a millionaire maker, and today, we'll tell you everything you need to know about the 1988 D Lincoln penny with the mysterious mint mark that collectors are going crazy over. The 1988 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The one we're focusing on today is the Denver minted coin, which bears the small but significant D mint mark beneath the date. The D stands for the Denver Mint, and over 5 billion of these pennies were produced that year. But why would something so common be worth millions? Here's the twist: the 1988 D penny we're talking about isn't your average coin. It's all about a small error, a misprint that slipped past the mint's quality checks. This is where the value shoots up. In 1988, the pennies were supposed to feature the initials FG under the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, marking the design of Frank Gasparo, who crafted this side of the coin. But some pennies from the Denver Mint show these initials using a 1989 master die instead of the 1988 one. It's an ultra-rare minting mistake that's sending collectors into a frenzy. So why would this tiny detail be worth so much? In the world of coin collecting, rarity is everything. When a coin has an error like this that's so uncommon, collectors are willing to pay top dollar, sometimes millions, to add it to their collection. Coins with minting errors are often the most sought after. For example, some coins with minor flaws, like the 1955 doubled die penny or the 1943 copper penny, have sold for hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. The 1988 D penny with the wrong initials is now following in their footsteps. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how can you tell if you have one of these rare 1988 D pennies? Let's walk through the steps. Check under the date to confirm it's from the Denver Mint. On the reverse side, look just below the Lincoln Memorial. You'll need a magnifying glass for this one. The key is whether the initials are in the style used in 1989 rather than 1988. The positioning, spacing, and font will differ slightly. If your penny has the 1989 style FG, you might be sitting on a goldmine. Now, what should you do if you think you found this rare penny? First, get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service, like PCGS or NGC. A certified grading will confirm whether you have the rare error and help you determine its potential value. If you do have one of these error coins, its value could range from hundreds to millions of dollars, depending on its condition and rarity. While you're digging through your change jar looking for the 1988 D penny, keep an eye out for other rare coins, too. Pennies like the 1944 steel cent or the 1972 double die obverse penny could also be worth serious cash. So, the next time you come across a 1988 D penny, don't just toss it aside, grab a magnifying glass and check those details. It could be the one small mistake that makes you a millionaire. We're diving deep into the world of rare coins and uncovering the story behind a unique 1990 penny that lacks a mint mark. It's one of the most sought-after error coins in numismatic history. So, how did this error happen, why is it so valuable, and how can you tell if you have one? Let's find out. First things first, let's talk about what a mint mark is. The mint mark is a small letter on a coin that indicates where it was produced. For example, pennies with a D were minted in Denver, while pennies with an S came from San Francisco. In 1990, all pennies produced in San Francisco should have carried an S mint mark, particularly those made as proof coins, coins specially struck for collectors. So, how did a penny get minted without the S mark? It turns out that during production in San Francisco, a die used to strike the proof coins was accidentally missing the S mint mark. This led to a small number of error pennies being struck. And here's the kicker, these error pennies were included in proof sets, meaning they weren't even in general circulation. Only those who bought 1990 proof sets from the US Mint could have received one. Now, let's talk rarity. Out of the millions of proof pennies made in 1990, only a tiny fraction left the mint without the S mark. Estimates suggest that less than 200 of these error pennies exist today, making them incredibly rare. But why would anyone pay so much for a penny? Well, coin collectors place immense value on rarity, uniqueness, and historical significance. The 1990 No-S penny is one of the rarest error coins in modern US coinage, and when one of these pennies is found in pristine condition, collectors are willing to pay a fortune. In fact, one of these pennies sold at auction for over $1 million in recent years. A tiny mistake on the coin press, and suddenly, you have a piece of history that's worth more than most people's homes. So, how can you tell if you have one of these hidden treasures? First, check the year. The error only occurred in 1990. Next, look at the penny's design under magnification. If your coin doesn't have the S mint mark under the date, you may have just struck it rich. However, keep in mind, this only applies to proof coins, which have a special shiny, mirror-like finish. These were sold in protective sets, so if your penny is a standard circulating coin, it's likely not the rare one. If you think you found a 1990 No-S penny, the next step is to get it authenticated. Professional coin grading services, like PCGS or NGC, can evaluate the coin and confirm whether it's the real deal. These services will also assign it a grade based on its condition, which can make a huge difference in its value. A pristine, high-grade penny could be worth significantly more than one with wear and tear. So, there you have it. The 1990 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of the rarest and most valuable error coins in existence today. While finding one might seem like searching for a needle in a haystack, it's definitely worth checking those old proof sets you or your family may have stored away. Who knows? You might be the next lucky collector to stumble upon a $1 million penny. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more rare coin discoveries. Happy hunting!